Yeah, these are just some of the shoes that I've enjoyed this year. So you guys have voted my Instagram. We had a poll as to whether you'd rather the best running shoes or the worst running shoes, and the best running shoes won. We will do a worst running shoes video as well. But if you guys are not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. Thank you for watching this video today as well. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe and help this channel to grow. Thank you very much. And welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be looking at my favourite running shoes in 2022. Now, there's a slight caveat to that. These running shoes are not all shoes that came out in 2022. They're just some of my favourite shoes that I like using the most this year. Not fortunate enough that I get loads of shoes sent to me for review, so I have to buy all the shoes myself, poor me. The Asics Nova Blast 2. Now, this shoe came out last year, and I believe that the 3 will be coming out at some point this year. But this is definitely one of my favourite shoes. From my initial video, you probably wouldn't have thought I would say that, but my opinion on this shoe has changed quite a lot throughout the time that I've been using this shoe. So I've probably done about 120, 150 miles in this shoe now. And the reason why I enjoy this shoe is it's just so versatile and so comfortable. At first I wasn't sure on the midsole here. It didn't feel super responsive, or as soft as maybe I'd thought it would be from other reviews, but that did loosen up over time, and now it's just a really comfortable and fun underfoot experience. When you're running in it, it just feels like something you want to have on your foot. The midsole is fairly responsive. It's not great for those really fast interval sessions, but for the daily miles and that sort of stuff, or the odd picking up the pace, this midsole does work really well. Upper here is really comfortable. The padding all around here is comfortable, and the tongue is nicely enough padded that you don't get any pressure from the laces. Really good lockdown on this shoe in the heel area and along the forefoot and over the toes. Probably advise going down half a size in UK at least. I got this in true to size, and it is a tiny bit too big, but still works perfectly for me. So yeah, I think you can pick this up now on a lot of sites, very heavily discounted. So if you want a really good daily trainer that's going to be able to do a load of different things, then the Asics Nova Blast 2 is a really good shout. The Nova Blast 3 will be coming soon with a little bit of an update to the foam and stuff. Another shoe that I've been really enjoying in 2022 for the track sessions and those hard interval sessions is the Adidas Takumi Sen 8. Feels so light and so nimble. This Light Strike Pro foam is just so responsive. It's not as soft as Zoom X, but it's not really firm. It feels a little bit softer in this version than it does in the Adios Pro 2. The only thing I will say with this shoe is with all of my Adidas shoes this year, I've taken all the laces out at the start and relaced them going under instead of over. You may find when you buy these shoes you can't really get a lot of customization on the lockdown in this area here, but that's because I found off how the laces were laced. A fairly narrow shoe, and again I'd recommend going down half a size or maybe even a full size depending on which brand you normally buy from. I am a size 11 and I got this in a size 10.5, and I'd say it's perfect for me. We've got the energy rods in here, which aren't quite as firm as in the Adios Pro 2 or other carbon plate racing shoes. That's because they're glass fibre instead of carbon. Really fun shoe to run in, especially on those sort of interval day shoes. It's meant to be a 5k racing shoe, but I've not done a 5k race in this yet, but I don't see why I wouldn't. A little bit more of a minimalistic, I mean, I know we've still got quite a lot of stack here. I know we're calling 33mm minimalistic these days, but it does feel a lot more minimalistic compared to some other faster shoes out there. Shoe of 2022. This is the probably the only shoe that we're going to be talking about that I've got from 2022, and it's a shoe that I not necessarily would have normally picked up, but I just really like the look of it, and I thought, I do need a new daily trainer, so I've been trying to be a little bit more sensible and only buying things that I can kind of justify that I need. So I can't really justify buying any more carbon plate racing shoes at the moment with all of these ones that we've got down here. Wanted something that's gonna want me to go slowly, if that makes sense. Sometimes if a shoe feels too responsive, too poppy, even on those easy days where you're trying to take the pace easy, it encourages you a little bit too much to go faster. So I went for this, probably very, very close to the Saucony Dolphin Shift. And that's just because it just feels so comfortable. This midsole here itself, it's not a firm midsole and it's not a soft midsole, it's somewhere in between, and I just find that it works really, really nicely for those daily miles and that easy pace kind of runs. We've got quite a wide platform here, so it's very, very stable and very, very versatile. I've had this on gravel, grass, dirt, all those different kind of things, and I've never felt like I'm going to roll my ankle or anything like that in this shoe. Yeah, you could maybe pick up stones or things like that with this here, but it's never happened to me. I'm sure it could at some point. Grip itself is quite good. I haven't actually had it out in the rain, but you get quite a lot of traction here in these rubberized areas. Really, really comfortable heel. Really, really good lockdown. You don't have to do much with the laces to get a good lockdown in this shoe. Just enough padding from the tongue. I just really couldn't recommend this on Cloud Monster enough for those easy miles and those sort of, or even daily training miles. You can pick up the pace in this shoe and it doesn't feel completely out of place. Definitely one of the most comfortable running shoes that I've run in for a long time. Another shoe that I'm really, really enjoying this year and enjoyed quite a lot last year and have sort of rediscovered it again this year is the Asics Metaspeed Sky. So you may see an update to this shoe and the Metaspeed Edge coming out soon, just called the Plus, which was originally thought to be the 2, but now they've just called it Plus for whatever reason. This shoe here is just absolutely incredible and so good for so many different types of runs. Really love the foam in this shoe. The Flight Foam Turbo is just such a good midsole. It's not too soft and it's not too firm, but it likes power. So for me, I like to put a lot of power in my stride, and it just works really, really well for that. You get quite a lot of accommodation here in the upper, not necessarily loads of padding in the tongue. And the only other thing that is a little bit annoying with this shoe is the heel. It's a little bit coarse, the material's a little bit coarse. I have found that I needed to add an extra insole to this shoe, so I put another insole in here, and that for whatever reason seems to have sorted out the blisters that I used to get from the insole of this shoe. But other than that, this shoe just works really, really well for me for all different kinds of runs, even easy runs. I did the Doddington 10K in this shoe because it's just a really, really stable racing shoe, quite a wide platform. And it just works really, really well with the overlap of the foam here on the sides. I didn't find myself ankle rolling or anything like that. So yeah, this is definitely a shoe that I would recommend picking up for those fast sessions. Or you can obviously wait around for the Metaspeed Sky Plus or the Edge, which have got even more foam in here. And the final shoe that I want to talk about today, and probably the best looking one, is the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 2. Now I've not actually done that many miles in this version of the shoe, but a previous version of the shoe that I had, I'd done about sort of 80 to 100 miles in, something like that. And I just really, really enjoy this shoe. Again, just like the Takumi Sen 8, it's the foam that really brings this shoe to life. It's a really, really great compound that's not too soft and not too firm, but it just feels nice when you're running it. It just feels nice. It just encourages you to go fast. Obviously in this one it's a lot more rigid with the carbon fiber rods that you can see coming out here. Plenty of traction on the bottom here with the Continental rubber and this sort of slicky tacky rubber. Really good lockdown along here. Again, just like the Takumi Sen, I took all the laces out and redid them. A bit more padding in this one than the Takumi Sen as well, so the laces sit nicely on top of the foot. Again, in terms of sizing, I would recommend doing the same thing as what I did with the Takumi Sen 8, which is I'm size 11 and I went size 10.5 in this shoe. But this shoe is just such a delight to run in, especially when you're running fast. It just feels absolutely incredible. Yeah, these are just some of the shoes that I've enjoyed this year. Hope that you have found this video useful. If you have, please make sure to check out my other social media links down below. As guys, I've been Running Man Sam. This has been a super duper shoe review, and I'll see you guys in a bit.